Hey guys, Shane here. I want to do this video today to talk about a knife that I've acquired recently, um, which is the Manix2 Lightweight in S110V. What I wanted to talk about with this knife, guys, I already own a Manix, and it is not the lightweight version. It's the regular Manix2 in 20CV, but I wanted to check out the lightweight version just to see what the real difference is. Now, guys, I'm going to be honest. I'm not huge on what a knife weighs. You know, it's either too heavy or it's not, in my opinion. And this knife is not too heavy. I did not feel like it necessarily needed a lightweight version. However, SPYDERCO did produce a lightweight version. So I now have it, and there's a couple of things I wanted to cover about it. First of all, you guys know how much I absolutely love this knife. This is, in my opinion, the GOAT. This is the greatest EDC knife of all time. SPYDERCO Manix 2, and this is the lightweight version of that. This is in the S110V. I kind of wanted to touch on that because S110V, I wouldn't call it a controversial steel, but I've heard people complain about it being too brittle, it not being tough enough. However, I feel like this is the perfect knife for S110V. Reason for that is, like I said, this is the lightweight version, which means there are no steel liners in there. You know, this is just a solid FRN framed knife. It does have the steel insert for the lock mechanism and everything. So this knife was never intended to be used for hard use or heavy duty applications. But guys, this is still steel. I mean, it's still pretty tough. Is it as tough as 1095? No. I feel like this is the perfect application for S110V though, because you know, just like the name implies, this is a lightweight knife, never intended for hard use, and S110V is you know, in the top 3 for edge retention in my opinion. It holds an edge an incredibly long time. So this knife for me is just an EDC cutter, slicer, what have you. I'm not going to be batoning with this. I'm not going to be stabbing into hardwood. So the actual toughness of the steel doesn't matter to me. I'm not going to argue whether S110V is tough enough for your applications, but it is plenty tough enough for this application. And the advantages to it, the superior edge retention, is worth it to me. This knife, however, did have the worst factory edge I've ever experienced from SPYDERCO. I'm not saying that all the S110Vs like that, or that, you know, I know not all Manixes are like that, but it was bad. I didn't change the angle. I just refined the edge, got it cleaned up, got it nice and hair popping sharp, and I absolutely love this thing, guys. I've used it a ton. I've cut stuff with it even when I didn't need to. I just wanted to see how long this edge holds up. It's still just as sharp as it was the day that I did that. And yeah, I feel like this is a great EDC choice. And the reason for that is not only the quality construction, the super quality blade steel, but the price. Guys, I see this knife quite often on the secondary for 80 bucks. If not 80, you can get it for 100. That is a steal, guys. You're talking about paying 100 bucks for one of the top edge retaining steels on the market from a reputable American company. I don't care that the handles are FRN. They feel fine to me. They have plenty of traction. But this wire clip, it goes in and out of the pocket perfectly. The ball lock has been tried and true. This thing is an extremely strong locking mechanism. It's very easy to manipulate. Even with my jacked up hands, it's not the easiest for me. However, I can use it. So yeah, I think, you know, the price difference if you're buying them brand new between a Manix and a Manix Lightweight is probably not worth the difference, simply because the weight difference is so minimal. Most people are going to want the steel liners. However, this does not have that. But as far as the secondary goes, if you can pick one of these up for $100 or less, that is an absolute steal. You just can't beat it, man. The S110 holds an edge forever. The knife, the ergonomics are perfect. The locking mechanism is super strong. The pocket clip works great. The edge geometry is great. You just can't beat it. I think it's a no-brainer. If I had to pick and I could only have one, of course I'm going to take the standard Manix. But for the price, you can't beat this. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys the difference. One of the main complaints on this thing is the pin construction, which means that you can't take it apart. It also means you can't swap the scales out. If that's an issue for you, then I would avoid the lightweight. However, that's not an issue for me. I've actually ended up carrying this thing way more than I'm carrying this one. Has nothing to do with the weight. Just simply has to do with I love the way this thing cuts. Anybody that's had any experience sharpening knives can tell you that you put the exact same edge on two different steels. Some of them just cut differently. This thing just wants to cut. I love it. To me, it's probably the best edge retaining stainless steel on the market. Despite it being not as tough as some stainless steels, I can live with that in this application. So anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. You guys know I appreciate any amount of time y'all spend with me. Peace. Love y'all.